that's it right there. Hey, what is up, guys? Ryan, the legendary Ryan G is what I'm calling myself now. And my sidekick, what? Tiffany,
your sidekick.
The pickle.
Okay, yeah, the pickle. Wait a minute. Let's just clarify here. It's Tiffany and her sidekick, Ryan. And I don't know about the whole legendary thing. Where did that even come from?
I was driving today. You know, sometimes you just get an epiphany from God. I'm pretty sure it came from God. But I was like, how are legends made is what I was thinking. Legends choose to be made. Katura saying Spitfire. I agree, Katura. Spitfire is pretty good.
I like Spitfire a lot better than I like Pickle. However, I do feel like Pickle is pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
Because did the kids just come up with it?
I don't know. I wasn't there when it happened. Yeah. But I remember you saying, stop calling me that. And I was like, oh, keep calling me.
I think they did. So
what's up, Katura? What's up, Jay? Let's see. James, Rose.
Hey, Dan.
Saw Kathy, Chris.
Christopher, and Will is checking in from Qatar. So
Will,
I think it's like, what is it? 2 or 3 a.m. there. So last week he messaged and said, I got to sleep in. Well, because we didn't do the live.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good.
So he was happy that we announced that we weren't doing a live because he was able to just sleep in. So that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Can you imagine that guy? He wakes up at 3 a.m. to watch a live stream.
That's
and then
so
we're like, oh, we're canceling. And he's like, oh, I'm on that rock. Ripping that stuff out of his room.
Hey, Kathy. Hey, Phenom. Drew. I hope that everybody had a wonderful, wonderful holiday weekend. We did. We had a great time. I did. You're looking at me like, no, I didn't.
I binge watched. I have a tradition. It's more my tradition. I don't even know if it's a family tradition. Why are you yelling?
Like,
because it's America.
There's no one over there. You have a microphone right here.
It's America.
Just calm down. Take a deep breath.
I have a tradition where I watch Walking Dead every Thanksgiving. I don't know why. I think it's a strange tradition, but I always started off at episode number 1, season 1.
But I'm pretty sure that you only did that 1 year.
No. This is like 5 years running.
This is the story with The Walking Dead. So we both refused to watch it. And this is way back when Redbox was still a thing. I know there is still Redbox, but who actually goes to it? Nobody. So this is when Redbox was still a thing. I want to say, so Austin was so over 10 years ago. Okay. Oh, I think I was pregnant with Paisley. So 12 years ago.
Move the story along.
I don't know. It was a long time.
It's like listening to Joe Biden try to tell a story.
Ryan
and then the truck driver told me I had to go down. And then you bring the turkey.
Ryan, he fought me. And he's like, I'm cooking dinner and slaving away in the kitchen, which is the way it always is. Ryan's going to watch TV. So he went to Redbox and he got The Walking Dead. And I'm terrified of scary movies and I don't like zombie stuff. So I was super mad, right? I'm like, oh, you're going to watch that. I have to watch it. I have to see it. Well, I'm cooking in the kitchen and the TV's right there. Turns out I get addicted to The Walking Dead and I've been addicted. He even stopped watching it and I'm still watching it.
Yeah, so Metal makes me crazy. He said, love The Walking Dead, AR-15 with no backside.
Yeah.
I was watching, because, it's funny, right? I'm rewatching the episodes, and one of the first episodes, he's holding a Glock, right? Yeah. So it's, it's a Glock 19 or 23, and somebody says, you got to turn your safety off, and he goes, and there's a sound, and I was like, who's in charge here?
Wasn't there he's holding the Glock and then there's just a cocking sound?
When they have that big shootout on what's the old man's name?
I don't know. Herschel?
Herschel's farm, when they finally get raided and he's got that pump action like Mossberg 500 and he fires 700 rounds without reloading at the zombies.
It's pretty crazy. So this is the thing. Lots of people don't like The Walking Dead. And my dad was here one time and I'm like, Dad, you just got to watch. He's like, oh no. He said the same thing as me. I don't like zombies, blah, blah, blah. He watched it and now he's addicted too. So I'm typically not that type of show, but they did a really good job with the characters. Don't you agree?
Yes.
They did.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Mary said she has no idea that we watch Walking Dead. Mary. Awesome people watch Walking Dead.
Okay, wait. Oh, wait, Morgan. So, Mary, you watch Walking Dead too? Look at that. See? Walking Dead.
Okay, so we got a lot of crazy stuff that happened in this last week.
I feel like the world is losing its mind. Does anybody else feel this way?
I think everybody agrees with that. Wow. People are very stressed. There's a lot of financial pressure. This inflation is like really scary. Yeah. And there's other and the media is purposely trying to really scare everybody to force us into submission, right? And that's what they're doing with this whole Omnitron. Is that what it's called? Omnicon?
I don't know, because I
variant.
Don't really
who the hell names viruses? This sounds like an evil overlord from another planet. Omnitron.
I don't know what tangent you're going off on, but Jay, I agree. When Negan came on the scene, it was really gruesome. Ryan and I had to take a step back for that one. But once you get over that, then it gets better again. But I do agree that got a little rough.
I like it though.
It was a little rough.
Okay, let's get to this question that somebody had.
Way in the beginning,
right in the beginning. Okay. Facebook user, strange name for a person, says, Ryan, I got into a debate with a guy online and he tried to tell me that in Florida, a warning shot is legal. And I told him that I don't think so, but I will check with my expert, the legendary Ryan Thomas.
That doesn't really say that on there, right?
That's what I saw. Okay, that's what I saw. Warning shots are not legal. You know, you know what? This would be so perfect to show you, but I was scrolling through social media and it was a home inspector on the roof of a house. And he's like, take a look at this. And he pulls a 9mm bullet out of a shingle stuck in somebody's roof. I have had a lot of home inspectors tell me that they find bullets all the time.
Really?
It's a lot. Yeah.
Ooh, so is that from people misfiring in the house?
Probably not.
I would assume that would go right through.
It depends on the velocity.
Sheet of plywood and a couple.
But it depends on the velocity of the bullet. If that bullet is really slowed down and it's just tumbling now, then it's just like throwing a rock, right? You throw that rock with your hand, it's not going to go through, but you launch it at 1,000 feet per second, it's going through, right? Okay. So, warning shots are never legal in the state of Florida. Full stop, period. Whoever you're...
Now, there is a difference between obviously firing a warning shot and pulling your firearm and not shooting. Because people also think that if you're going to pull your gun, you have to shoot. You have to shoot. Or
yeah,
else.
I hear it all the time from people.
I know. They're like, you have to shoot. And it's ridiculous. You do not
Because
have to
imagine
shoot.
if every time a police officer pulled their gun and pointed it at somebody, they actually pulled the trigger. Like, we would have a real problem on our hands if that happened.
Yeah, and you'll see that how many shootings or how many violent crimes are stopped.
So their firearms are used in America between 500,000 and 3 million times every year.
Yeah.
So and there's probably less than 3,000 self-defense shootings in the United States every year.
Yeah, what I was going to say is a lot of those are just the carrier pulled their firearm was able to stop the threat without ever having to pull the trigger. So if it is a shootable situation, the problem is you can't just pull your gun. You can't brandish your gun. You have to be legally allowed
to pull the trigger,
but you don't have to pull the trigger.
Yeah, so Michael says he found a bullet in his front driveway on the 4th of July.
Whoa.
If you guys remember, it's probably been 10 or 15 years or so, but there was a little girl in St. Pete that a bullet, New Year's or 4th of July, one of those, a bullet just came in through the ceiling, hit her in bed and killed her. You know, it's a really big deal. There's still a lot of people that think it's acceptable to shoot guns in the air in celebratory.
It's so crazy. Do you not realize that what goes up must come down? That bullet's coming down somewhere. It's so crazy.
It's the lack of personal responsibility, though, because what people are thinking is it's not going to come down and hit me.
Right.
So it doesn't affect me. It doesn't matter, right?
Don't like that. Somebody else posted in the Florida Concealed Carry group that they got a random bullet in their car. While they were driving. So super crazy. I believe it was a 45. Crazy insane. Okay. This is a good question, Mary. I'm not sure which side of the fence you are on, but she said, my husband and I got into a debate earlier. You're probably right. If someone is in the attack, punching you with a punch or multiple punches, do you flee or feel justified in a self-defense shooting? I'm going to tell you right now. If you can get away, you get away. If you can fight back, you fight back. But if someone just throws a punch, this is coming from somebody who's been in a few fist fights in her day. If somebody just throws a punch at you, you're not justified in shooting them because there's not a reasonable belief of imminent death happening from a punch. Now, can you die from a punch? Yes, like one in a million, you can die from a punch, but it's not a reasonable belief. So I think the story would change, correct me if I'm wrong, if they get you on the ground, they're punching you multiple times, you're almost passing out, maybe they're grabbing you by the head or the shoulders and smashing your head in the pavement, or getting up and then started kicking you in the head. So if it becomes where it's uncontrollable and they're not stopping and they're beating you to death.
Yeah, one of the very first cases that Stand Your Ground was used in Florida was actually one of our students' father.
Okay.
So when our student was 12 years old, she was kind of playing in the road, like our kids do, right?
Right, sure.
You're kind of just playing in the kind of the street, kind of the yard, whatever. Guy drives really fast by the house, and the father did what I would do, which is walk down the street. The guy parked, walked down the street, and was like, dude, what the hell are you doing? There's children playing. You cannot drive this fast.
Right.
The driver was very apologetic. I screwed up. I shouldn't have driven that fast. I'm sorry. Passenger gets out and just attacks the father. Starts punching him. Dad's on the ground. Apparently loses consciousness, allegedly.
Yeah.
And when he woke up, the bad guy was still on top of him, just wailing on him.
Right.
So he shot and killed the guy, and it was found to be justified. Now, I don't know all the details of this, so there's a lot left out.
So I'll say this. Not only was I in a lot of fights, my brothers were in a lot of fights. And there was times, like I remember one time, Ryan and Jason both, like you couldn't even recognize them. That's how beat up they were. It only happened once to each of them, but they were, jumped and their face was like this big, right? Black eyes, completely swollen, like just crazy swollen lip. If that's the kind of pictures that you're showing, right, people can see that, okay, yes, this is excessive. But if you don't have a mark or a scratch on your face and someone just did, what do you call it? Like a jab. What are those called? Like a sucker punch. No.
Scratch is what I do.
A sucker punch. You see those guys that do like a sucker punch? Listen, you can't shoot someone over a sucker punch.
Sure.
It's just not going to end.
Which we got a great video to show you guys about this kind of situation a little bit later.
Okay,
we'll get to that.
Yeah, before you do that, I wanted to say, somebody asked, Steve said, how long do you have to be a Florida resident before you can apply for a permit? You don't have, there's no timeline. So you can apply for your permit right away. You can even do it with an out-of-state license, which a lot of people get confused about.
Okay, Eric says, I bought a gun from a relative that lives in Tennessee. I live in Florida, and Ryan's video states that I have to have it transferred from Tennessee to Florida. Problem is, no one in Tennessee will allow me to transfer. Bring it to Bud's gun, any gun store.
Any gun store.
Any federal firearms dealer is going to let you ship it.
So you can go to FFL, so franklarry.finder.com. So just do that, punch in your zip code closest to you in Tennessee. You just bring it in there, and they'll ship it to an FFL dealer here. So FFLfinder.com.
Yeah, easy.
So you got to pay, you're going to have to pay the transfer fee, and you have to pay the shipping. But you can't just take the firearm because it's across state lines. You do have to go through an FFL, do their appropriate background check.
Vonta just purchased his first Glock 43X.
Oh,
I own one.
Gun.
Absolutely love it. Okay, Bruce. Bruce says, what do you think about the Arbery trial, the Ahmaud Arbery?
Oh.
And why do you think that next to no one is talking about it?
Because pretty much everybody believes the same thing. There's a few people that don't, but pretty much everybody believes that it wasn't
on the same page, right?
It wasn't a justified shooting, and they should have just called the cops on this guy. They shouldn't have been chasing him down,
this isn't the early 1900s where you can just pull up on people, jump out of your vehicle with guns.
Yeah, and I understand, they're caught up in the heat of the moment, and that's why Ryan and I talk about these high emotion moments, right? You have to understand that your judgment is going to be skewed in a high emotion moment. So go outside here or look out the window and hear somebody rustling around in the car and you see somebody stealing your stuff, your hard-earned money, that's going to piss you right off. That is going to put you into a high emotion moment. You have to know you don't go outside with a gun. Okay, you call the cops, you maybe set off the alarm in your car to scare them away. But if you go outside with a gun, I'm going to tell you it's not going to end up good because it is a high emotion moment. So same thing with these guys. They seen him before. They knew he was kind of going in these houses and stuff like that. Listen, dude, that's what insurance is for. It's not your house. It's just a house under construction. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's some tools and stuff there. Guess what? The construction company, they'll file an insurance claim. It's just not your business. Can you scare them away? Honk your horn a bit? Sure, go ahead. Call the cops. Tell them somebody's, in the building or whatever. But you don't have to, chase them down, have your gun out, try to hold them out of citizen's arrest, stuff like that. Now, I do understand that in Georgia you can do that, right? Like,
I don't know. You can I've heard people say that there's like a vigilante kind of law. Yeah. We definitely don't have a vigilante law in Florida, but apparently Georgia does have some type of version.
Yeah. So I stand by my claim that even if he was breaking into the house, even if he was stealing things, no matter what, you just don't deserve to be shot. We all make mistakes. Just because you're, just because you're doing something shady doesn't mean that you deserve to die. So that's my opinion. Why they didn't get so much publicity, you're probably thinking about Rittenhouse because that just happened. That was a total different scenario, right? Totally different. Yeah. And the reason it got so much coverage is because there was so many people saying it was justified. And then there was those people that were saying, outraged, saying it wasn't justified and he attacked people and he was an active shooter.
There are very few people saying that the Ahmaud Arbery shooting was a justified shoot.
Right.
There are some.
Yes.
But very few.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Yes. So Facebook user, I don't know who you are because it just says Facebook user on here. It doesn't say your name. But we do. Okay,
set it up, and then I'll play the video.
So this is a video of. So there's an ex-wife and an ex-husband, and then in between is the wife's boyfriend. Okay.
Okay. Let me simplify this. So there is a woman. There's a man who is going to his ex-wife's house to pick up his son.
Yes.
The ex-wife will not let him have the son.
Okay. He has every legal right. He has custody.
How do you know that he has legal right?
Because it's in the story, Ryan. Did you not read the story? He had custody to pick up his son at 3:15. That's the court-ordered time. He's allowed to pick up his son at 3:15. So he goes to his ex-wife's house at 3:15, okay?
What time was it?
And this kid is not there, and they're saying, basically, get off the property. He said, I have time. It's my time to see my kid, and that's where the boyfriend starts to try and, scuffle with this guy. But the reason I said that is because it's important to know that he was there to pick up his son, that he actually had visitation time set up by the courts to pick him up.
So it was Nick Russo who's Facebook user.
Oh, okay.
And he's also the one that I saw your comment on Facebook. He's like, I'm pretty sure in Florida this would not be legal.
Oh,
yeah. No. So let's play the video. Let's see.
It's not legal anywhere.
Okay, so this is kind of the beginning. Guys are arguing. Peacocking is what I like to call it. Good solid double tap right in the heart.
Yeah, I mean, he just
dropped.
He dropped and he didn't move.
Okay, so here it is from the very beginning.
So can they hear?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's just telling them, like, I'm here to pick up my kid, and I guess they were saying that the mom hadn't seen him because she was working, and they just wanted a little more time with him or whatever it was. So, he's mad. He's like, I'm gonna take you guys to court. You're keeping my kid from me. But he's not doing anything that's threatening what any other dad picking up their kid, in my mind, would do.
Oh, yeah.
They're pissed off, right? This is a high emotion moment. Those times. So if you notice, the boyfriend has been gone for a while. He could have easily, if he was scared for his life, he could have called 911, he could have called the cops, but instead
gone into a safe space and cried.
He went and got a gun, loaded it up, came outside, acted like
all right, you better fucking use it, motherfucker! Because goddamn it, I'll take it from you.
I know, yeah.
Call 911.
I think he was not expecting
Call 911.
The guy to not be intimidated.
And for the ex-husband to not be intimidated at all. So,
I have it on video, Kyle. You did it, not him.
So Drew says, why are some people filming this? I believe that this was
Well, this was the mother of that guy. This is the grandmother.
Was it the
She should have
That's
told
the perception that I get.
I thought
She
it was
should have told
Or
that.
maybe the girlfriend, something like that. It was.
I believe it's the girlfriend of the guy that just got shot. So she was filming the whole thing because it was getting
Probably
out of
a consistent thing, and she
Yes.
wants to make sure there's evidence, right?
Exactly. So they're going to court. It's a custody battle. You know, every
You know
time
the
he
lesson
goes
here?
there, the boyfriend is probably being, trying to be a tough guy. Look at him. I mean, he's just probably trying to be a tough guy, right?
Sure. So was it legal what that guy did, or was it murder? Leave a comment down below. Was it legal, the shooting, or was it murder? What do you think?
100% murder. So
Why?
because there was the only threat that was made at all ever was when he came out with the gun, the ex-husband was like, dude, I'll take that gun and use it on you. Like, he did say that. And you can hear it in the video if you rewatch it. But still, I don't think it was a very, like, nonchalant, like, you've already threatened me with a gun, so you're already wrong. Boyfriend, wrong 100% right away. Brandishing, threatening, he's wrong.
Yeah.
So, I believe 100% that it's murder. I think that he will get charged. I don't think this will get off. What's crazy is after the fact, he's, like, just standing there, and he's actually like,
Because he's in shock. He doesn't understand.
I told you to get off my property. Well,
But see, this is the exact same mindset, right? Like, that's the type of person, if you guys have been following me for a while, if you've really been reading my books, consuming the trainings that we create, we're trying to help you guys avoid becoming that person.
Yeah.
Because that guy, I promise you, this happens every time. I promise you, that guy's going to get up there and say, this was stand your ground. It's happened in Texas. They have their own stand your ground.
Yeah.
This was stand your ground. He was on my property.
I told him to leave.
He's going to say all that stuff. And even in Texas, none of that is enough for you to use a firearm legally in self-defense. So that guy, he didn't think he needed to read a book about Texas gun law. He didn't think he needed to play the what would I do if game. He just thought, I'd taken advice from some random dude at a gun store or my buddy who's had a permit for 10 years, and that's enough. The lessons that we need to learn from this is, number one, bringing a firearm into a situation can easily escalate it. People always think that if I pull a gun out, it's going to scare the bad guy. Not necessarily. We can see in that video, that guy was not intimidated by the presence of a gun.
No. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And there was no reason to pull that gun. Now, Joe said it's in Texas. You can shoot someone for being on your porch. But no, you actually can't.
Yeah, you can't. The only time you're allowed to shoot somebody in Texas if they're on your property is if it's at night.
Because Ryan actually did a bunch of...
Started writing a book about Texas gun law.
Yes. So we did do some research on Texas law. And it's not... I mean, you can't just shoot someone for being on your property. There are still guidelines. Or else this would be just crazy. Think about it. Door knocker... Telemarketer comes, knocks on your door. You say, get off my property. And he said, well, I don't see a no soliciting sign. And what, you pull out your gun and shoot him in the head?
Yeah.
This would be ridiculous. So there are still standards. There are still laws. And
Yeah, kind of like the theft thing in Texas. I can't remember if somebody's stealing from you in Texas on your property during the day, you are not allowed to shoot them. If they are stealing from you at nighttime, you are allowed to use deadly force, which is insane that's even like a differentiator.
Yeah. But he was on his property. He was actually on the ex-wife's property, but he was legally allowed to be there because he had a court order to pick up his son, right? So he was legally allowed to be there. He wasn't technically
that's a great
trespassing.
point. That's a great point because he does have a court order, right? The court said, go here at this time and pick up your kid.
And pick up your son, exactly. So there's a lot of different things. And I would say, yes, a gun should be the last resort. My bottom line thing is he had time to think. This is not the ex-boyfriend the boyfriend is here and the husband is here and they start kind of pushing and then he feels threatened, pulls his gun out of his waistband. No, you left For a solid minute 30, you had time to think. You went in your safe or your closet. You grabbed your gun. You checked it or loaded it. You came back out. Like, that's a lot of steps. You had a lot of opportunity.
A lot of opportunities to realize I'm fucking up right now.
This is going to go bad. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know.
And he's going to have the next 20 to 30 years to sit in a cage to think about his decision.
Exactly. And unfortunately, there's a little young man that's gonna, not have his dad when all his dad wanted to do was just spend. You know what? The sad part is that there are so many deadbeat dads that don't want to spend time with their kids.
True, right?
And you have this guy who, just wants to spend some time with his kid, and it's just really sad to see that happen. I don't know.
You want to know the lesson here? The biggest takeaway that I got from this video? Don't bang crazy chicks. You agree?
Why do you say that's a crazy chick? I feel like the boyfriend's the crazy one.
Nah, but it's a girl, right? Like, if we were to get divorced, it would be such a smooth, easy thing with
Ryan,
the kids.
Let's think about it, though. Why would you ever, you would be so silly to ever let me go.
No, I know that. That's not my point, right? But to play games where somebody, unless they're unsafe,
I know.
It's your kid, man.
I know.
I just don't get it.
I agree.
But if they're unsafe, then obviously there's an issue there, right?
That's not what happens, though. Yes, I know, Mary. I thought the same thing. Why was the lady who was filming so calm? I felt the same way. I was like, oh my gosh, I would be screaming, freaking out, though. Like, oh my gosh, and I would be running to you, trying to, put pressure. I can't believe how long the guy laid on the porch. It just seriously breaks my heart to see him just lay there. But I also, I just put a lot of value on human life, and I just feel like this is all just such silliness.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay. Wrong, not charged. Yeah, I don't know, Shane.
Not charged? That means nothing, Shane. That means nothing. So I talk about this in my book all the time. I talk about it inside of my biggest mistakes after the trigger is pulled.
That's the
police.
That's
leaving. So Michael Draka was not charged for his murder until a month and a half later. And it's because in the state of Florida, which Texas is probably very, very similar, we have a law. It's called we have a right to a speedy trial in Florida. So basically, as soon as you are charged with a crime, your trial has to begin within a certain number of days. And if it doesn't begin, then you just get acquitted, right? It's over with. So prosecutors, if you are not a threat to public safety, as soon as they let you go, you're going to go shoot up a Publix, they'll just say, let the guy go. We're going to gather more evidence. This guy's not going anywhere. He doesn't have enough money to flee. He's not going to go shoot other people. Just let him go. Let's gather our intel. A month later when we're ready, then we're going to indict him, and that starts the calendar.
Yeah, so in other words, Michael Draka was brought in, they did the questioning, they got whatever they needed, and then that goes to this prosecutor. And then the prosecutor is the ones who look at all the evidence and choose whether or not they're going to press charges. So the cops, all they do is collect that evidence. They don't have to charge him right away. They can release him if they don't feel like he's a threat to other people, and then things will change. So I know that
I will guarantee you.
I will guarantee you
within 60 days, that guy will be charged with manslaughter, probably murder. I would say second-degree murder, or it won't be manslaughter. He's going to go to prison. Yeah. Mark my words.
Yep. So we'll wait. We'll wait, Shane. So you're on all the time, so we'll be able to see it in a few months. Yep, that's fine that you've researched it. I'm telling you, he will be brought in. Okay.
Yeah, no, that guy's going to prison.
Okay, Shane, everyone's gonna see it. He says, "I bet wrong." Handshake.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to the next story.
Next story. Ooh, this is a really sad one that's got a really good twist.
A sad story with a really good twist.
Pregnant woman.
Someone just asked about it.
Librarian, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pregnant librarian is killed during a road rage shooting.
Yep.
Now, when I watched this video, when I started watching it, I was like, man, sad, right? Mother's a victim. She's not the victim.
No, she's not.
You calling me? Turn me out!
What's that?
A damn lady now, you got to put the gun on!
Guns drawn in the front yard. A hit and run leads to a deadly shooting.
A lady is shot. Who shot the lady?
A pregnant librarian shot and killed after police say she pulled out a gun on a motorcyclist that she hit.
The dude on the bike shot her.
Orange City police say she was shot in her front yard, but they say she started the whole thing by hitting the motorcyclist with her car on purpose and then driving to her home to go get her gun. Fox 35's Stephanie Buffamonte joins us live from the crash scene with the latest on the investigation. Stephanie.
Yeah, it all started here at Wisconsin Avenue and Volusia Avenue. Police say Sarah Morales hit the motorcycle driver here at this intersection. That's when he...
Okay, so do you know the whole story?
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
I watched everything.
All right, so what are your... Let me share my thoughts first, and then you share... Well, okay, so she gets in a road rage saying with the dude on a motorcycle.
So she hits him. Purposely hits the guy on the motorcycle. Not cool. Shouldn't be doing that. Very dangerous.
Like, did she just clip him, or did he like fall over kind of thing? Not that it matters,
I don't think he
but...
fell over. I don't know if she just tail bumped him or whatever, but it said that she purposely hit him.
Okay.
So they said it was road rage, and she purposely hit him.
Right.
So this guy's pissed, right?
Sure.
I'd be pissed if you freaking hit me with your car. That's technically, that can be, what's it called? What's a deadly weapon?
Aggravated assault, yeah.
Yeah. So... she, taps him or whatever it is. He gets pissed off. He's like, I'm following you. I'm following you home. You're not going to get away with this.
And normally I would say you shouldn't follow him. Just let the cops handle it. This is a hit and run.
This is a hit and run.
I would follow a lady.
And you're pissed
off. Get her plate.
You're pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, you should not be allowed to do this. So I can understand that level of emotion being like right up here, right? Like you just freaking hit me with your car, lady. That is totally illegal. And I'm going to hammer you and get you in trouble, right? That's what he's thinking. He does get on the phone with 911. He does say that he's, following this lady that did a hit and run. So she drives to her house. Now I can also think of her. She's thinking, oh crap, I hit this guy. I'm not expecting him to follow me. It's a man. She drives to her house. She may be
freaking
scared.
Sexist.
She may be scared. She goes into her house, grabs a gun. Guy sees the gun and shoots her. He did not get charged.
Good. That's why you carry your firearm 100% of the time you're legally allowed to, because some crazy freaking librarian might try to shoot you over bullshit.
Okay, but did he have to shoot her?
Yes.
You think so?
You walk out with a gun in your hand. My only option is what people don't understand. This is a race to see who can shoot the other person first.
I guess we don't know was the gun just in her hand? Was the gun raised up? My thing is, if you're in fear for your life, you're the woman and you're like, oh gosh, this guy just followed me home. You're going in your house, you're locking your door, you're calling 911.
But again, didn't she go in the house, get the gun, and come back outside?
Yes.
So you're done.
So that's where I'm like, okay, you did not go get the gun because you were in fear for your life, because if that was the case, what I would do is run in my house, grab the gun, lock the door, sit back, and if you come through that door, I'm ready. But I'm on the phone with 911. This guy followed me home. I'm scared for my life. I'm sitting in my house with my gun drawn. If he comes through that door, I'm going to start shooting. She didn't do any of that. She got her gun. Once again, she was the aggressor. She came outside. I'm assuming she drew the gun up. And that's when
probably because she's probably trying to be rude. And this guy probably didn't have his gun out, right?
Right.
It's concealed.
Yes.
So this guy's a freaking rock star, first of all.
She's probably trying to scare him, right? Now, terrible situation. Young woman. I understand that she shouldn't have done all that. She's pregnant.
How old was she?
She's like 35 or 37.
Okay.
Pregnant. Oh my gosh, the baby died. It's just the whole situation is terrible. Over what? Over someone cutting you off in traffic. It's so ridiculous. It's just sad. It makes me just really think, what the hell are people thinking?
Not thinking and not understanding. You don't know who you're dealing with. That woman thought she could come out and just threaten this guy on a motorcycle because she feels empowered to do so, right?
Yeah.
And she wasn't expecting him to have a gun. This guy had a very high level of training. If he was able to get his pistol from concealment while seated, Lady's already got the gun in her hand. She had a big advantage, right?
Yeah.
So he got that gun out quick and he smoked her.
Yeah, and you can say, like, you know, I'm like, oh gosh, like it was a woman. You know, I have that empathetic side, but I do understand that, hey, chicks are crazy too. So she could have easily killed him. She could have easily lost.
She was planning on it.
Yeah, like
right? That's the point.
And you've already hit someone with your vehicle, which does show some instability there. People don't just go around ramming people with their vehicle. So you're showing instability, and then, you know, you're coming out with your firearm. I say, sucks, crappy situation, RIP to the baby.
Not the guy on the motorcycle's fault.
I agree. It's not his fault, and that's why he didn't get charged.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's still a shitty thing. Like, I wouldn't feel bad about killing that lady, but it's bad that it's sad that the baby died.
It sucks that the baby died. Yeah. It sucks for whoever, you know.
And if there's other kids in the house or whatever.
The father was. I think, I don't know. Does anybody know? I can't remember now. Was she? I think she was like a mother of an 11-year-old too, I believe. So that really stinks.
Yeah, so Mario brings up a good point. He says, only hiccup that I see is the question, is he legally allowed to be there? I think the motorcycle driver is legally allowed to be there. So he was just involved in a hit and run. We have a right as citizens to, you know, document that person's license plate. Following them is very reasonable.
But dangerous.
But dangerous. But so, I would do that. Like,
I know, but should you really do that? That's why we have insurance. I get it. I understand. But that's another high emotion moment that you really got to play the what if game now. Yeah. To draw that line in the sand and say, you know what, if someone's going to road rage with me and, you know, hit my car, damage it, and then run off, what would I do? Why would I do it? Should I do it? Is that going to be a high emotion moment? Is that going to trigger me? You know, most of you have a firearm on you or in your vehicle. What's going to happen when things escalate? You're putting yourself, you know, in that situation. These are all questions that you have to ask yourself before something happens, because if you just wait on your emotions, guess what? Bad stuff happens.
Yeah.
All the time. And good people do stupid stuff
every day.
All the time because their emotions got the best of them.
Yeah.
And that's where we really got to think. If you are willing, you know, to carry a firearm on you and have that, you know, to protect yourself, you also have to be really willing to develop your mind and think about these situations beforehand, because they can go bad real fast.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, and somebody said to me the other day, we were talking about the 5 things that have to happen before you're allowed to use a firearm in self-defense in the state of Florida. And as I'm like explaining it to the people, this guy said, how am I supposed to think about all of this stuff in the microsecond of a violent attack? And I said, you can't. Yeah. It is not possible.
Yeah.
Which is why we have to make it part of our subconscious. You know, when that guy tried to stab me at our church a couple years ago, I didn't have to think about, was I allowed to shoot him? As soon as I saw the weapon, I was able to very quickly run through everything. Did I have a reasonable belief of imminent death? Yes, the guy has a knife. Is he use of deadly force necessary? Yes, the guy has a knife and he's like 2 feet away from me. Am I in a place that I have a right to be? Yes. Am I committing a crime? No. Is it imminent death? Yes. So that stuff happens super fast because I've thought about it a lot.
Yeah.
And that's how you guys have to be.
Yeah.
I've got 700 videos about this topic on YouTube. Watch those videos. Mm-hmm. Watch the courses, read the books.
Yeah, think about it.
And get the stuff into your brain.
And every time you see a situation like this, you have to kind of pick it apart, right? Ask yourself, what did they do wrong? How could the situation been avoided? What else could they have done differently? And what would I do in this situation? So tell the story of the church drill bit guy. Yeah, that's Ryan was just talking about that.
What the hell is that? What's that?
The guy that
the guy that had the drill bit, the guy that tried to stab me.
The shiv, yeah. Is
yeah.
that what you call it in prison?
Yeah, so if I haven't told that story in a while, maybe I will tell it. So I used to be on staff at the church. Tiff and I were both on staff. I was always the first person to show up, and I would start setting up and get stuff unlocked before people arrived, right? Mm-hmm. One of my responsibilities is that I was in charge of security team at the church. So we got there, and I see this person jiggling a door handle of a car. Mm-hmm. Now, this is weird, right? Because
this is not like 7 a.m, right? Before
so nobody should Sunday really morning. Be here. And if it's your car, just unlock it. So when he saw me pull into the parking lot, he walked away real quick. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I parked the truck. And then I look back and this guy's over at the car again, jiggling all the door handles. So I have a very loud voice and I just yelled, hey.
Really? No, none of us noticed that, Rye.
Hey. And I was like, dude, get lost, man. I said, I know you're breaking into that car. Just get out of here. So the guy starts walking away. Now he's probably 100. Is that 100 yards? He's like maybe 50 yards, 75 yards away from me. So it's pretty far. I said to the boys, boys, let's go. Follow me. Let's make sure this guy leaves, right? And doesn't just walk around the building and hide. So we're walking. We're like joking. I'm pushing them and we're just playing and stuff. And then we walk around this corner. What I didn't know is that the guy had walked around the back of the building. There's a staircase. Yeah. He was hiding in the staircase, waiting to ambush us. When I walked up, the guy stepped out from the staircase, totally caught me off guard. And he had something next to his right leg, which I was like, that's kind of weird.
And did you mention that Lincoln and Jax were with you at this point?
Yeah, so Lincoln was 6 and Jax was 4.
Yeah.
So they were pretty little, right? So the guy raised it up in his arm like this, and that's when I drew my gun and I said, you're going to fucking die. The guy dropped the weapon, which turns out to be, it wasn't a drill bit. It was a round piece of metal like a drill bit that he had filed the tip into like a really sharp point. Yeah. So I picked it up. I'm on the phone with the sheriff and, I'm like, and I'm following the guy, right? Because he's running down the road. I said, the guy's running east on this road. This is what he's wearing. This is his age, all that stuff. 911 operator said, where is your gun right now? And I said, I already reholstered it. And she said, good, which is important, right? The bad guy's already running away. The police are now coming and they don't know what the hell's happening. Mm-hmm. I don't want them to pull into the parking lot and see an extremely good-looking man holding a handgun because you just never know how they're going to overreact, right?
No, yeah. Somebody just got shot doing that.
Okay. So then the bad guy runs totally off of our property, stops, turns around, and charges me. Okay? So the guy is running at me in a full sprint. So I say to Lincoln and Jax, I said, go, Lincoln, take your brother and go hide behind that dumpster. Dad doesn't know what's about to happen. So now Lincoln says, this is where I feel like I might not be the greatest parent in the world. Lincoln, 6 years old, goes, shoot him, Dad, shoot him.
I think it was closer to like 8, 7. Well, I guess, yeah,
he was 6.
Young. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, shoot him, Dad. That's Lincoln's comment. So the bad guy gets like 20 or 30 feet away. He stops. And you remember in high school, like when you're getting ready to fight somebody, like for some reason you can't have clothes on in high school when you're fighting. So you're like, you want to fight? You want some of this? All right. So I'm like, okay, man. So the guy takes off his shirt, takes off his hat and his glasses and stuff. And he's like pacing back and forth. And then it was at that moment that the sheriff's deputy pulled up. Yeah. They arrested him. They actually did not take him to the jail. They took him to a hospital because they said he is either severely mentally ill or he is on drugs.
He was kind of crazy. So.
Yeah, it was wild.
Craziness. Yes. But there is a situation. There's a good reason or a good situation where you draw your firearm, but you do not have to use it.
Okay, so here's Shane says, did you yeet him? Did you shoot him?
No.
I didn't. I get a lot of slack over this on social media. The purpose of a firearm is to change the behavior of the bad guy. Mm-hmm. So our goal is not to shoot people. Mm-hmm. Our goal is to make the bad guy stop doing whatever the hell they're doing right now.
Stop being a threat. Right?
So by me simply pulling the gun out, the bad guy, again, this bad guy thought he was going to intimidate me. Yeah. He thought this guy, 2 little kids, I'm going to pull out this weapon. This guy's going to get scared. Church guy, right?
Yeah.
Church guy's going to get scared, going to run away, and now he claims his victory.
Right.
He wasn't expecting me to have a gun. And he wasn't expecting me to be able to pull the gun out so fast. Mm-hmm. That shocked him, right? Mm-hmm. So I was able to gain an advantage over him. I was able to stop the threat, never went to court, never had to go to jail, never had to spend money on attorneys.
And the officer said what happened. We told him what happened, and he said, okay, And that was it.
Cop didn't even want to see the gun, which I thought was interesting. Like, I just pointed a gun at somebody, and he didn't mention the gun, talk about it. He was just like, is the gun holstered? I was like, yep. And he's like, all right, man.
They just took the guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So a couple things here. Kevin says, do you still do the online course? I remember a year ago, my buddy signed up yesterday. He said there was just one video, whereas I remember having hours plus worth. Yes. So the way we have it now is you can watch the online video, then schedule the live fire, but then in your student account, you have the 5 bonus classes and the full length concealed carry video, which is, 4 or 5 hours worth. But we don't require that people watch that before they come to the live fire. They can complete those courses and really absorb that.
In their own time.
Yeah, absorb that material over time because it is a lot, when to use a firearm in self-defense, castle doctrine. It covers a ton of stuff. So it's a lot of information.
Yeah. Hold on. Tanner says, what do I think about the Diamondback AR-15 as a starter rifle? I absolutely hate
the barrels.
Diamondback.
Are the barrels not
pinned?
On.
You guys know that I hate Taurus. Mm-hmm. I hate Taurus, and I hate everybody that is associated with Taurus, which is Rossi Firearms. I will never own one, never buy one, never recommend.
Which is too bad. Rossi used to make some.
But as soon as Taurus bought them, they messed the whole thing up.
Yeah.
Diamondback Firearms. They were horrible before Taurus purchased them, and they're horrible after. When we owned the gun store, people would bring them in, and maybe they fixed this problem, but I highly doubt it.
I think someone said they did, but whatever.
Whatever. The barrel pin, so the pin that locks the barrel lug onto the barrel, should never move, right? I've never broken a barrel pin on, can I say thousands? On 1,000 AR-15s that I've built and worked on.
Yeah.
Never broke one. Every Diamondback AR-15 I've ever touched, I've broken the barrel pin.
Yeah.
That should not happen.
I think it might be not hardened or something, or I don't know.
They don't push it in deep enough. They don't drill the hole deep enough. Like, there's some problem here.
So, for the price of the Diamondback, there are some other ones like Core 15, Palmetto State, Wyndham Weaponry, who else? That are better quality. Stag Arms that are better quality for the same kind of
price.
Budget price. So I would say
a Stag Arms rifle, you can buy them for $900 brand new.
Yeah, but even
and they are amazing.
There's even other ones though. Palmetto State, Core 15.
Palmetto State,
like
amazing.
Bucks. I don't know how much the Diamondback is now.
Probably it's about the same. It's about $800.
Like $700. Yeah.
So the thing is, you don't have to go out and spend a ton of money to get a good quality carbine, but you do have to understand what you're looking at.
Yeah, and you want good solid parts. We buy these as sporting rifles, but we also buy them for that shit hits the fan kind of, scenario that may come. We never know what's going to happen in America. So if there does come a day when we do have to do what they did back in the day and they had to pick up their weapons and go fight. Why are you laughing at me?
Because this person on here, Nick, says, I love Taurus. It worked, saved my life, which is great. I'm happy for you.
Hey, yeah, awesome.
And then he says, sad I have to go. So I don't know if that means you just got to leave or now because I bashed Taurus,
I hope not because, hey, we all got opinions. Ryan just doesn't like Taurus. We have good reasons for not liking them. They did a lot of shady stuff back in the day. And
you got to remember,
cross us, it's like
you got to remember, I was a Taurus gun dealer.
Yes.
So I sold hundreds of Taurus firearms. Yeah. Like most people, they buy one Taurus gun, right? And they've had, I've owned one Taurus for 10 years. Okay, that's great. I sold hundreds of them. Mm-hmm. I had to deal with customers being upset when the guns broke, and I'm the one that had to deal with Taurus on the phone to get it fixed.
So we saw a lot that a normal person who just buys, 1 or 2 Taurus firearms, maybe you wouldn't run into that. But anyway, so long story short, but you can't get upset if we don't like it because everybody has an opinion, right? Ryan loves Glock. Not everybody loves Glock. Lots of people think Glock is a POS
I'm actually, Carlos, very impressed with Springfield Saint. I think it's a great, solid gun.
Beautiful gun.
Marcel asked about Spike's tactical receiver. Solid. What most people don't understand, Marcel, is that Spike's, all these companies that make lower receivers, right? Mm-hmm. They don't make their lower receivers. Right. There's actually, what is it called? Tactical machining.
Yeah.
Tactical Machining is one of the companies in Florida that makes 90% of the receivers that are made in this state. And they just have everybody else's logo on them.
Yeah, so back in the day, we actually got our manufacturer's license, and we had Link 7 machine, and we had our own lowers.
And I just hired a machinist, a machine company that had a dozen CNC machines.
And it's the same
and said, make me 1,000 of these.
It's the same with AR-15 parts. There's only a couple large companies that make all the pins, all the springs, all the ejection port covers, and stuff like that. The barrels, they make them, and then they sell them to everybody else, right? And then those companies assemble it, and then they stamp their name on it. So a lot of the firearms are pretty close to the same, but there are some manufacturers that manufacture crap, or the stuff gets imported from China. Okay, so you're getting pins and stuff imported from China, which everybody knows that's not going to be a good thing. They're not hardened. They're not properly tested, and that's why they're not mil-spec. They're not, used in any kind of military weaponry because they are not reliable. So some of those cheaper firearms will use those parts, right? Yeah. So that's why we advise against that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dan. We appreciate
you. Yeah, thanks, Dan. We appreciate you, buddy.
I'm suddenly in the mood for chicken wings. Oh, I don't know. Somebody said they're eating tactical ice cream from Cold Stone.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I feel like we have to go buy that.
What's up? We love Cold Stone ice cream.
I love Cold Stone.
Yeah.
I almost bought a Cold Stone when I was getting out of the military.
And
guess what I discovered? They don't make any money.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah.
So I can't tell you too much because I did sign a non-disclosure, but as I was analyzing the business and I was looking at it, I was like, you want me to spend $350,000 to make no profit every year? And the guy's like, oh yeah, no, it's a long-term game. I was like, long-term losing money. This does not make sense, sir. I'm not doing this.
Yeah. So you aren't drinking wine tonight? No, I am not, because I kind of had a headache. I'm winding down we're going to do the giveaway right away, guys. I'm winding down from my dad and brother came down from Canada. They were here for 4 weeks. They left today.
And last couple nights was a lot of drinking. A lot of drinking.
Tiff had a few late nights, let's just say. But I miss them so much, and I don't know if today was like I had a headache all day. I don't know if it was like I feel like it was the post-vacation blues because it's always sad when they leave. My dad's getting older. I don't know when they're going to see them next. Now they squeezed in here, because Canada is making you get the vaccine now.
It's to travel across the border.
So they literally got here the 4 weeks before it's due. It's due tomorrow. So they got in and out, and I just don't know when I'm going to see them again. So it's really,
and they will not get it. So they're
the same position as me. If it comes down to we can't see our family, we can't see each other, then I'm going to get it. I don't want to get the vaccine. I think that everybody should have free choice. I feel like if you want to get it...
Be careful, because we're about to get fucking canceled.
No, but I feel like if you want to get it, God bless. You do what's right for you. But for me, I'm not ready to do that right now. So it just kind of sucks. It makes me sad because I love my family so much. They're so fun, right? Aren't they? I have a good family.
You do have good family, thank God, because my family is nuts.
Shush.
So my family's nuts.
We are going to be giving away. So somebody said Ryan gets louder and louder the more excited he gets. It's so funny. This is so true.
You should see me in person. This guy one time when I was teaching a class,
I was going to say in the bedroom, but
he was like, only when you put my feet behind my head, then I scream real loud.
What the heck?
So today I went to the VA, little side note. Went to the VA. I've got this rash. Like ever since we bought this new hot tub, I've got this rash like on my lower half, right? So the VA called me and they were like...
Including his balls.
Yeah, like my groin, my legs, and all that stuff.
So he comes home from the family vacation. He went to a hotel a couple days to Gatorland, like the Everglades with my dad. And he's like, oh, I'm just so happy I can scratch.
Like I don't care about your dad or your brother, but your sister. Like I need a good deep ball scratch. And I need no other women watching this because it's a very savage thing, a deep ball scratch. It's not something you just want like neighbors to see you do.
So gross.
So anyway, I go to the VA and it's a woman that's supposed to like take pictures of all this and stuff, right? Yeah. And she goes, Mr. Thomas, I'm a woman. You're a man. If you would like, I can get somebody to come in here and like supervise us. And I was like, I don't need anybody to supervise us. I said, as long as you're comfortable with me taking my pants off. I'm comfortable. And she's like, if you've seen one penis, you've seen them all.
This is
and I was like,
true.
That was the greatest comment this lady could have ever said to me.
No, what else?
Oh, and then she goes, some people come in here. She said, I had this 80-year-old man the other day, comes in, just whips his pants off, the door's open, and his pecker's hanging out. And I'm like, sir, I need to look at your arm.
Your shoulder?
Yeah, I'm not here to see your penis, just your arm.
Oh, gosh. So funny. All right, are you guys ready for a few giveaways? Oh, Canic Bill, how is your friend doing with cancer? So I will do a quick update on Bruna for those of you that follow us. So you know that we did a GoFundMe, I think like 6 months ago, for our friend Bruna, who has a brain tumor. She's not doing well, actually. She's getting like worse and worse kind of every single day. They just did another MRI. The tumor's grown and it's basically moved into the zone where you don't want it to go into there. So her good days are getting fewer and fewer between. So we're praying that she's going to be able to spend this Christmas with her family, and we're still obviously believing and praying for a miracle. But at this point, she's definitely not doing so well. And then kind of the crappy thing that happened was her number one caregiver, that was her caregiver for the last 8 months that, we've been kind of helping to have her come every single day. She actually just had her last day. She had to quit. Because her mom just died of cancer. Of a brain tumor. And she said, I can't watch this final part again. She loves Bruna so much. She said, I mentally can't handle it. She was literally having to go to counseling. She can't watch her die. So what stinks about it is she was the best caregiver nurse that you could ever find for anybody. She loved Bruna. She took good care of her. And now she's just, kind of having people that are just there kind of doing their job. And it kind of is no fun. So anyway, that's the update on Bruna. Please keep her in your prayers. Yeah. Okay, guys, so this is what we're going to do tonight. We are going to give a couple stocking stuffers. So I have a boar snake and a CLP. We'll give this together because everybody needs some good oil, and everybody could always use a new boar snake. So we're going to give away this first. It's perfect stocking stuffer. And then we're going to give away an O-Light. And then we'll give away a copy of Ryan's book. And after that, we're going to give away...
Just do one thing at a time.
No,
what are you
Christmas.
Doing?
I'm telling everybody so they stay on. After that, we're going to give away a $50 gift card to our storefront. So you can buy, a couple t-shirts, you can buy a hoodie, you can buy whatever you want on there. So
she's in a generous mood.
I am in a generous mood. You know why? Because Christmas is coming and it's my favorite time of year. It really is. You should ask. So how many Christmas trees do I have up in the house right now?
Oh my God, people. Okay, let me count it real quick. There's 1, 2, 3. Is there 4? There's 4 Christmas trees in our house?
4 Christmas trees.
Like big Christmas trees.
And I have I don't know. I have that garland with lights, the green stuff. I have it all up and down the stairwell.
You know what, Paisley?
I have it in the Christmas. I have it over the fireplace. I
have
it everywhere.
Day after Halloween, right? You set up all the Christmas stuff. And Paisley said to me the other day, she goes, Dad, our house just doesn't feel like Christmas. You know why? Because it's been Christmas for 2 freaking months.
No, but that's because I wanted my family to have kind of Christmas with us because we haven't had that. So anyway, we are going to give away the boar snake and CLP. So just comment whatever you want. Massage oil.
Will, I can tell you with 100% certainty that CLP cannot be used as an effective personal lubricant.
Where was I for this? Is this one of your alone time moments?
You were there.
That wasn't CLP. That was something else, though.
No, it was CLP.
What was it? No, there was something. I don't know what it was, but there was something that Ryan decided. What was it?
I think it was...
Comments. Wait, while I'm waiting for you, go ahead. Yep, you can comment lube, oil, CLP, any of those. What was it?
No, I'm pretty sure it was that hot, icy hot.
Oh my gosh!
It was fucking. It was night, and I grabbed Icy Hot.
Ryan accidentally grabbed Icy Hot.
You're rushed. You're in a hurry. You're like, I know it's in this drawer somewhere.
Holy crap! So we're loving each other, and then I'm like, this is getting really hot. This is starting to burn. I'm like, Ryan. He goes, yeah, I feel it too. And so he flips on the light and he's like, oops. And I'm like, fudge! We were both like, it was bad. It burned for a long time.
Yeah, they said I need to have a tactical light.
Yeah, a tactical light. It burned for a long time. Light. So here at Tampa Carry, we do not only give you good gun tips, we also help you with your personal lubrication. And we help you to avoid that same mistakes that we've made.
Yes.
So
very good.
Do not put the icy hot in your top drawer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we are going to pick a winner for this. Okay. So we got Bill Camporis. Bill Camporis,
come on down.
Bill Camporis, you've just won the CLP and the boar snake. Send me an email to winner@tampacarry.com. And when you send the email, please include your shipping address.
Are we getting like 1099s from these people to send them the tax
Shut up.
form? Like you're going to owe probably 75 cents in taxes at the end of the year.
Next up is the Olight. So just comment Olight. This is a cute little Olight. It hooks onto your keychain. It has a little USB charger thingy in there and is a great stocking stuffer. Great to have. Everybody needs one on their keychain for sure, especially when you're walking late at night in the parking lot. So Ryan taught me this tip, and it was like the best tip ever. So he said, if you're walking to your car and it's dark, put your flashlight on and do this with it, because he said what do you say it?
Well, listen, there's only two types of people that walk around with flashlights. A cop and a security guard.
Yeah, or somebody.
And bad guys typically don't want to deal with either.
Somebody who's situationally aware. So it's just showing that bad guy that you're probably not the easiest target. So it was a good thing. So I'll actually put my little flashlight on it and scan it when the kids don't steal it off my keychain. So anyway, comment Olight and we'll get this to you. I'm going to give him a few minutes because it takes a few seconds to do it. Do you have a picture of your book handy, my love?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. And then the next present that we are
I forgot to tell everybody. Our book, Florida Concealed Carry Law, is recently become a New York Times bestseller. They just don't know it yet.
Do you want me to just make that stamp and put it on the book?
No, I'm pretty sure we'll get sued, but
I don't know. Could do that. See what happens. All right, Shane Flegel. F-L-E-G-E-L. Shane Flegel. Send us an email to winner@tampacarry.com. Send me your address, and you've got yourself an Olight. All right, guys, comment book. And then after the book, we're going to give away the $50 gift card to the Tampa Carry store, which is really great because if you don't like whatever, email me. You can buy a course. You can get a course gift certificate. You can, add it on to a private range with Ryan.
And
you can put the $50 towards whatever you want.
Our new book, can we say we are trying to launch the new book tonight?
No,
but I think we're going to do it next week, right?
Ryan has. Okay, sneak peek. This is not the new Florida Concealed Carry Law 2022. That one will be here shortly. It's in print right now. Ryan wrote a new book. Surprise! We're not going to tell you. We'll let you know next week.
They already know. It's called Florida Concealed Carry.
They don't. Oh, you just licked my hand.
I've talked about it lots.
You're so gross. No, you got to hold it. You have to see what the new book is. We have a new book coming out. New book.
Next week. I got to tell you, it's pretty amazing.
That was so gross. Between like your whiskers.
All I had to do was think about pie and my salivary glands.
Oh, gosh.
You know what that's from?
What kind of pie?
You know what that's from? Anybody that knows what that's from, I'll give you a gift.
Banana cream pie.
No. Anybody that knows what that quote's from. And you're going to win something. Let's see if any true fans are here. Nope.
Okay. East Fire 510. East Fire 510.
Is that a name?
Yeah.
Okay.
East Fire 510. You just won Ryan's book. Please send me an email to winner@tampacarry.com. Look at this. Ooh, we just lost like 30 people. 30 people just jumped off.
Okay, so a bunch of people are saying American Pie. It is not American Pie. It's actually The Office.
Just wait.
Jim grabs Dwight.
Comment gift card. If you want the $50 gift card, comment gift card below, and then you can keep talking. So If you guys don't know this, Ryan's #1 favorite show is The Office.
I like spout Office quotes pretty much all day long.
Yeah, it's actually mine too. And funny story, like we were driving back from the Everglades the other day and we legit just put in an ear pod and just listened to The Office. And it was just listening to it was just as funny as watching it.
So hilarious, man.
It is. So if you have not watched...
Which is funny because I resist... You remember they did the weird Zoom camera, like documentary style. I remember the first time I tried to watch it, I was like, I'm not watching this. Like, this is horrible, man.
I was the same way. I so wouldn't do it.
And I resisted it for so long.
Yeah.
And then once I got a taste.
Yeah.
Can't get enough.
Yeah.
Can't get enough. I would be very satisfied in my life making $12 an hour working at Dunder Mifflin. I would.
I feel like that would change, though. I feel like you think that,
I don't know.
but I feel like...
Only if Michael Scott left. Once he left, then I'd have to reevaluate my position there. But when Michael Scott's there, I can make a career out of that.
Yeah, I feel like that would change. But anyway, all right, we have got a winner here. Where did it go? Okay, it just flipped. Crap. I know the first name, so I just got to find it again.
John says, The Office. Was there ever a place that justifies a workplace shooting?
I have to just flip and do it again. Well, there was a workplace shooting.
Yeah, there was.
Dwight, no, there was a misfire.
No, Dwight,
right?
when he tried to twirl the gun and shot, and then Andy kept calling himself a gunshot victim.
Yeah, it was so funny. So, okay. Oh, where'd it go?
Tiffany, just pick a name. What are you doing?
I know, but because I feel bad when... Oh, there it is. Okay. Michael Bione. Baione. Michael Baione. Bayone? I don't know. Send me an email to winner@tampacarry.com and we'll hook you up with a $50 gift card. Listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning in once again. We appreciate you. If you need a good Christmas present, you can always get Ryan's book, Florida Concealed Carry Law. If you know anybody.
Or a gift card.
Oh, yeah. Or you can also get a gift card. Those are delivered instantly right on our website. You can just buy them. You can schedule it. So you can schedule it to be delivered on December 25th at a certain time with a little note, and it'll automatically get sent. So it makes gift buying super, super easy for you. But I wanted to say the Florida Concealed Carry Law book, even if you know someone that they don't even have to have their concealed carry permit, I think, because obviously the book says concealed carry law, so you think, but it's actually gun law. So anybody that even has a firearm.
But somebody already trademarked that, so I couldn't use it.
Yeah, anybody that even has a firearm in the home needs to know these things because it does cover castle doctrine and when you can use your firearm in home defense, and it has those scenarios that Ryan and I talk about all the time. It has the what if game type thing in there, so it makes a great gift.
And each copy of my book for now until the end of the year is going to include the picture of my balls that the lady at the VA took today.
So we appreciate you guys. We will see you next Monday night. From now till Christmas, we're going to be doing lots of giveaways. Next week, we have a very special giveaway. So make sure you tune in. We love you guys. Peace.